Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, this is a good reading for everyone to participate and watch the video. Today, we are going to talk about there are reasons that are behind, um, not reasons, and basically the point is that there is there's I want you or I don't want you scenario. They're basically where when I see a person, for example, and they act totally different, it doesn't mean that I'm just ignoring them, but it means that I have a good vibe to see them, to see what they're acting, what they're if they have autism or disability or different kinds of emotions that they are having. And I'm not trying to be ignorant or being annoying to them, or having miscommunication, misunderstanding, having confusion. All these signs represent what I'm feeling, right? Because when someone is actually staying friends for a very long time, it's great. But the thing is, if you're staying friends with a long time, you could be actually obsessed with them, which means if you're being obsessed, you'll be actually with the person for a very, 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 very long time. The point being is that there are some communications that you need to be exact. Okay, so basically the main is that I'm doing my best part of doing the Archangel Oracle cards, and I'm actually doing some tarot to see what is happening. Okay, now, so there is a purpose of what we are going to do. Okay, there is communication that we are going to be involved with. We're going to look at the cards of the scenarios, what's happening. If they don't like each other, if they like each other, whatever it is, right? The thing is, what I'm going to say is that I'm not trying to back off away from their friends. I don't need that. But the thing is that we know whose fault it is. We understand his name, but that's the opposite. That's the opposite of the good Lord. So if we try to have good scenarios on this, we will do this together. There's no way, there's no ifs, there's no buts, ha 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 buts sitting on it right now. But the thing is, we have to contain of our reality of being friends. This is what I call a friendship scenario. Okay, this is why it's like I need you, or I want you, or I don't want you. Those are the two sides that we're going to look at. Okay, so the further ado, we are going to look at the tarot cards first. That's what you're going to see the table. You're not going to see me in my face, my beautiful face. Um, and then I'm going to do the Archangel Animal cards that you will see. There's different animal cards that you will see. So, and then I have a book that I'm going to read. And maybe there might be enchanted map oracle that you haven't seen before, but that's a new deck that I have. So there is some sort of reality going on. It's reality check. So we're going to look at those. So if you are, there is, I don't know if there's fire signs, there's earth signs, water signs, or air signs. It doesn't really matter, but you will see and you will know the outcome. Okay. Without further ado, I'll take a sip of something to drink, and then we will get started of the video. All right. So what are we going to do? Okay, so, hey Tarot, tell me Spirit, what's the I want you scenario? That means the plus side, and I don't want you scenario would be a negative side. So we're going to look at those two. And what's the friendship outcome it is, and let's see if this will be good for my attention. Oh, there's one card coming up. And then we're going to look at this side as well. Right, so we're going to do two cards at the same time. First is the Two of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Hierophant is reversed as well. So we have that, as we can say. So basically, I'll read the two. It is saying that it's upright to you, but it's reversed to me. Yeah, let me start this reading, shall we? So let's look at the Hierophant, the reverse. You are your own teacher. Wisdom you seek comes from within, not from an outside source. You do not need external approval to be successful. Yeah, so you are your own teacher. So that means that what it means that you're being your own teacher. You're teaching yourself. And the Two of Pentacles, reversed, not upright this time, don't know why. But, let's see. It says, your schedule is overloaded and you are dropping the ball. Get yourself organized and don't be afraid to ask for help. You're not expected to do everything on your own. Yeah, so basically your schedule is overloaded and you are dropping the ball. So which means that you're actually not taking it so seriously. Basically, it's like there's something that is involving it. If you think about it as a two-way street, which means that you don't know which way you're going, left or right. So basically, if you need help, you ask for a GPS system to show you the right way, right? And if you don't, well, you are on the road by yourself. So I'm not trying to get conclusions, but that's what it is. Tell me, Spirit, what's the opposite of the Two of Pentacles? Any involves with the upright card? Yeah, the Two of Swords. So if you are the Two of Swords, let me read this in my own paper. The Two of Swords is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Yeah, so if you are that, just take it as it resonates to you. Okay. It doesn't have to be all perfect here, but you have the Two of Swords. When I said a two-way street, that's what the Two of Swords is, because you don't know which direction you're going to be in. So this is like, this is why I call it a scenario, which means that there's a want you or a need you scenario, right? Like I don't want you, So basically, you have to improvise of where you're going to end up. The things that I'm seeing is totally different. And if you were asking in the comments or in the live video in your live chat, and you're saying, "Oh, what's happening? What's going on? Why you're saying some things differently?" The point being is that while I'm saying things differently is where I'm using my gut feeling and I'm using my intuition, which means I'm trying to find wisdom theory. Okay, WT stands for wisdom theory. And why I need to know is that, see, because I see things differently from different kinds of people. If they are acting high or like acting and saying hello, I say hi to them. If they are not, and they be silent and they don't want to say hi, then that means that they're ignoring me, or they don't want to say something, or they are trying to be rude. You know, those are the things that I don't want. You know, that's negativity, right? Remember how I said negativity? Negativity has to be outside the window. It has to be outside the window. It can't be inside. It can't be inside. But the point being, we have to look at things in a different way. I always say that, right, in my videos. We have to contain of looking at things in a different way. You know, there is some sort of communication, right? Right now, when we look at the Two of Swords, it's like which direction we are taking, left or right. You know, so when we go back to things where we have to go from this I want to or I don't want to, there are two sides, right? There's a positive and there's a negative. Someone's saying it, but they're saying it the wrong way. Someone's not paying attention, they're not listening. You know, those are the two sides that you have to look at. Right? You have to. Because in order you can understand how the way you're thinking, you're thinking the positivity. Stay on that track. Stay positive. If you don't stay positive, then you're not getting nowhere. You're going to be staying put, right? Like a dog. You're staying put. You have to guard the house, blah, blah, blah. But you can't go anywhere, right? So you have to be on guard. You have to know your roundabouts. You have to know your surroundings and different kinds of scenarios that you might be in, right? Now, when I look at the swords, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, those are the three signs that I have here right now. And when I look at the swords, these are like air signs right now. These are air signs right now. Air signs, you know, when you look at air, it's wind. You know, wind is going through the trees. Wind is blowing everywhere. That's the thing. Okay, so we don't know what's going to happen when I'm asking the other cards. What's going to happen for the Hierophant reversed? So let me look at that. Okay, so tell me, Spirit, what's the opposite of the Hierophant? That is the number card that represents it, please. Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups. So we have the Queen of Cups. So the cups represents Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. That's actually six zodiac signs here. Wow, interesting. So and what I call is that we have 6 zodiac signs. We have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. That's 6 zodiac signs. Hallelujah. So anyway, we have air, we have water. Well, you know how that is. You have air. So if you look at the wind, it's blowing everywhere. If you have water, let's say the ocean, well, the wind is going to capture the water and blow it all the way to the beach. And when you have that, it will make a tidal wave, you know. So when you look at that in that scenario of what I mean is when we say I want you or I don't want you, those are the two sides. Okay, those are the two sides. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. Okay. So, you know, when we look at the two sides, we have the Two of Swords is upright. We have the Queen of Cups is upright, right? So, when we look at the Two of Swords, for example, when we look at the Queen of Cups, when we look at the Queen of Cups, and we look at the Two of Swords, the two of Swords in this one is saying, "Back off, leave me alone." The Queen of Cups is saying, "Here's my cup. Do you want it?" That's the thing, right? It's like, I want you, and the Two of Cups is saying, the Two of Swords is saying, no, I don't want you, right? Those are the two sides you're looking at, right? So it's like you have to, you have to like, you have to understand of what's happening, right? Now I know that this is like gonna be an oracle reading, and there's more to that as well. I am going to do that too. Okay. Thank you for thank you for letting me to drink some coffee. But the thing is, when we look at that, we're looking at that in that different way. Okay, because when we have a negative, we have to switch it from positive, what the other person would be saying. Which means if the person is saying, okay, I want you, and let's say your friend is obsessed with you, then which means that they want you more and more and more and more and more. If the other person is saying, I don't want you, and then the person is saying, are you mad at me? Or, I don't need this, or you're being rude, or I'm being offensive. Those are the negative things, right? And you have to back off, right? You have to stay away. Not only staying away from the person that you're going to ignore them and then you won't be their friend. No, that's the negative side. But you have to, like, if you stay away from them for even like some parts, just some parts, you know that your person will come back immediately, which means that they will try saying, okay, I'm sorry I did this, I'm sorry I did that, I'm sorry I did this. And then you have to apologize, right? Apology accepted. That's what it means. But when you look at your friend, who's a woman, and you look at your other friend, who's a guy, you put them together, right? They have to embrace, they have to communicate, they have to have knowledge to know where are they going. Like I say, it's a two-way street. Which way you're going? Are you going left or right? Right? That's what it is. It's like these two doors. Which way are you going? This way or this way? Right? So it's like, that's why I call this I want you or I don't want you scenario. Okay? That's why I'm doing these two cards. These four cards. But you know what I mean, right? There's 6 zodiac signs are doing the same way. Okay? It's not just Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But there is that. Okay, that's the evolution. Because when you look at that, which means that there's 6 zodiac signs are maybe doing the same way. They're kind of like not fighting with their friends. They want to, they want to communicate better. They want to have better, I don't know, better communication rather than saying, forget this, I gotta go. No, right? You have to understand and state points. You have to know that, okay, well, I didn't know that I, was being a meathead or whatever, you know. And, a meathead is not a bad word. It's not. It's not. And it's not a mean word, too. But if you're being like an idiot or whatever you're doing, then yeah, you're being an idiot to yourself because you did something wrong, right? And you have to know that when we pick on sides as way of thinking, we have to think in order to be successful. We have to do that, right? And that's why we have to look at the two sides. We have to. It's a balancing act, right? And when you're on a balance beam, you have to go from one end to the other end. If you fall, then yeah, you're being an idiot, right? Because you'll be falling. You'll say, oh crap, I forgot to, take the first step, or I'm too scared, or I'm too afraid. Those are your things that you have to do, right? It's not order to be being a failure. You have to be triumph to be a winner. That's what it is, right? That's what it is. Because it's because for example, I'm comparing the two, positive and negative. That's what I'm trying to do. If everything doesn't go my direction, then I know that the other person is not feeling the same way. Okay, they're not. But if they are feeling the same way, they have to act like the same way, right? And then they know, say, oh, okay, I know what Spirit Alex is saying. Then yes, you know, right? That's why I don't want to call myself Psychic Alex. But in a way, I do, because when I see things when there's nothing there. But I notice that there could be guardian angels are watching me. They look at things, they look at me, even if they look at me, I don't know, sleepy or tired or whatever it is. But that's why when I do these 6 zodiac signs, you have to stay positive. You have to stay positive and work together. You have to do that. Okay? And if you aren't staying positive, then what are you gonna say? Forget this. F this. I'm gonna go. Fine, deal with it. Right? But you need to pick a side, and you have to stay positive as much as you can. When you look at the pandemic, we are in a pandemic. I understand that people probably don't even know, right? All the people. But, when you just stay positive, and you stay positive, and be patient and not be impatient and do whatever you need to do, then stick to that. Don't even say, oh, I'm going to drop the ball and leave it alone. Okay, fine, you drop the ball, you're leaving it alone. But you have to have a routine, and you have yourself a need to have a reality check. You have to. Okay, you have to. Now, the thing is, what I'm going to do now, well, you can see these cards when I'm done with those. You will see another. You're going to see this. You're going to see the Archangel Animal Oracle cards. And this is going to reveal what's happening between the good and bad scenario. Remember how I said a two-way street? Well, this is going to be like it, only with the cards. Not an actual street that you're thinking, what the street is he talking about? So, this is how it's going to be doing, okay? So, I'm going to shuffle the cards. And while I'm shuffling, I'll try to shuffle. You will hear me talk to you, and you know what I'm going to talk about, okay? And when I'm doing something, I'm not ignoring you, and I'm going, put my, look at by an empty chair over there. No, it's just I'm doing something, right? Something then nothing. So let's see. So any animal cards that represent the Queen of Cups scenario. The Scorpio side, that remains the Cups, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. What animal oracle are they? And what's the opposite side of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini for the swords? Right? Okay. Just put those there. Right. So we have a butterfly. Be ready to transform with wisdom. That's nice, eh? Look at the beautiful color. That's nice. All right. So we have Archangel Preminic. I can't say it. Yeah. So we're going to look at that. We're going to read the butterfly for you. So wherever you are, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, this is for you. Right, so let me read. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to backwards. Oh yeah, I'm doing backwards. Butterfly is 18. Okay, so let me look at the page of 18, shall we? Alright. Let me read. Yeah, I'm only gonna do. Okay, it says when you receive the butterfly card, you are advised that it's time for a profound transformation. You're ready to emerge from your cocoon. Do not rush this. You need a phase of relaxation. Calm before you spread your wings. Use this period for a life review to help you decide what you want to change. And remember that the process is inevitable. You will emerge as a different spiritual person. See the world through eyes of expectation. Do your thing with a new joy and lightness. So which means in that category, oh, there's more? Okay. Stay in harmony and peace. Remember you are a beloved child of the universe, and that wondrous possibilities are becoming available to you. You will be protected and supported as you explore the new. You are an emissary for the angels, carrying angel light in your energy fields. People will see or sense your inner beauty and respond to you with love and happiness. Yeah. So basically, you have to look at love and happiness at the same time because when you do that, when you are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, the water signs. When people, for example, when my friends look at me differently, they act differently to me. Okay, and when I see a smaller picture, I do see a smaller picture, which means like if I look at the butterfly, right, which means that it's love and happiness, right? That's choices, right? Happiness, you're happy with your life and everything else. When you find love, it's actually, well, it's comfortable, but it's different. Where when you're in love with somebody, for example, you'll be with them for 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? But when you're in love with somebody, your friends will try to hang out with you more. But when you're in love with somebody, then your friends will back off and leave you behind. They won't ignore you. They won't. But they will try to come and see you more and more and more. until you realize that you're going to get busy, and then your friends will say, okay, well, I'll see you next time when you're not busy. Those are the things I'm trying to connect, right? That's why I have to look at the happiness and I look at love in the two sides. That's what Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer is looking at. They need to look at that. They need to act nicely to each other. They can't say, oh, F this and leave it be. Okay, that's actually negative territory. It is, right? But if you are trying to look at things in my personal view, you're looking at them in a different way. And that's what I am trying to do. Okay? Because whenever I see some of my friends, for example, I be with them, you know, not every day, but once a day I do. Okay? But when some of my friends are unavailable, I sit by myself alone. And then I think about them during the day, what they are doing, what their life is about, blah, 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 right? Not to get, into personal. No, 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 no. But there is a time and place where I usually meditate. I have a meditation skill, which means I have to think about the positive more than the negative. The negative can drop you like flies. Okay, that's an expression. But you have to think of a good way to improve yourself, right? Like for me, for example, I'm going to give you another example. When things are not going my direction, I feel like I'm being negative all of a sudden. Okay, when things are not getting into my direction is where I'm feeling like I'm feeling left out. I'm being alone. Nobody doesn't want to see me, or nobody doesn't want to talk to me or chit chat, or whatever they want to do. They do their own life. They are busy with their own lives. And you know for me it's like it's hard for me because I'm trying to do my best of being positive more and not to be distractive or put things in the back burner of procrastination. I don't want to look at those things, right? And I just don't want to try to back off away from my friends. I don't want to do that. I don't. But that's why I'm trying to get, where I have gut feelings and intuition and all these things are going on, because whenever you get the feeling of where you look at things in a different way, you need to, right? And if you back off away from your friends just a little bit, then your friends will realize, oh, okay, Alex is busy. Okay, or Spirit Alex is busy right now. Okay, he's doing something. That's what you needed to do, right? And then when your friends are saying, okay, well, Spirit Alex is done, why don't I go back with him? Which means you will do the things that I like to do, and you have to have that as your way of thinking, your way of putting things into perspective. It's not just dicing with good words and saying, okay, I need this, I need this, I need this. Then what do you want? What do you want, right? It's my way of, like, when I look at my friends are helping me out and I'm helping them out, right? That's what I'm learning. I'm teaching myself. I'm like becoming like a teacher in a way, without with your PH and your PH whatever, your PhD, whatever it is that you get in high school, and then you get in university, and then you be a teacher. But for me, in my perspective way, is like if I'm like acting not like myself, I'm being a character like a movie. I can be Bruce Willis. I don't really know. I don't really know. But there are different characters where I put myself in that place where I'm like being you know, I'm not going to say being a bad person, no, but being that character, or being a good person and turn into a bad person, or I want to get more attention of myself, where my friends have to look at me saying, okay, well, he wants me, okay, well, I'm going to do this for him, or he needs to act like a different way, he needs to stay on guard, he needs to play you know, play with somebody rather than just, what I usually do, stay home, watch movies, whatever I need to do. That's the boring part. That's the boring part. But, when you're watching a movie, it's different, where there's different scenes, and there's love, and there's everything else that is good. But when you look at the back and forth scenario, where I go back to the video that I'm talking to about, and my viewers, saying that if you want, I want you, or I don't want you. Those are the two scenarios you have to look at, right? That's why when I look at the butterfly, for example, be ready to transform with wisdom, right? And that's what I have to do. I have to improvise my own self to say, okay, okay, spirit house, I need to act in a different way for my friends, and that's totally fine. But it means that I don't want to annoy them. I don't want to put my actions towards them, and they say, okay, well, I don't need spirituality anymore, I need to be unfriendly with him. No, that's actually negativity, right? And when your friends are asking you questions, and if they're asking, are you mad at me? Are you, why you can't come? Blah blah. Why are you? All those things. Okay. Why, what, when, and who. Right. Those are the four whys. You look at that. Right. Why you can't come? When will you come? You know how? There's all those questions that you have to ask. Right. It's not just going out every day. It's not, right? If you go out every day, then yes, you are going out every day. But if you go out once a day, then just saying, okay, well, fine, I'll do that. But just remember, you know when I'm saying something, not to be rude, but in my way of saying, okay, well, it's not all about you, it's about me. Which means when I see four of my friends, that's not really enough, right? It's not, because when you have 10 people, or 20, 25, then you have a crowd of people, crowd of new friends. But when you look at the pandemic side, where you're allowed to have 10 people outside, that's great. But for example, if you're playing with playing cards, from Ace, like if you wanted to play something like Texas Hold'em or something like that, and you're playing cards, you know what's going to happen outside. The cards will blow away, and then you have to go fishing for it. Fishing for a card, not actual fishing. You get a fishing rod, cast in a freaking, in a freaking grass. No. I'm being funny. But the thing is, yeah, don't take it that way. Don't take it that way, because I did that a couple of times with my friends. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Well, it was great, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good because the thing is, the wind was going southeast or southwest. We were playing outside. It was great, fantastic, sunshine. few minutes later, the wind picks up and the playing cards are going to take off. Like a card airport. Ha ha ha, card airport. But, it's like when you have that, it's like you have to go, if the cards are underneath your table, then you can get that. But if they are below far away, immediately you go and catch it. You go catch it. And if you don't catch it, it could be on a road. It could be in someone's yard. Different kinds of ways. And you would ask people questions like, do you see the Jack of Spades, for example? And then they would say, no, we don't know what the Jack of Spades is. Can you describe it? That's a funny expression. But don't look at it that way. Look at it as a funny way that I told you. Because when you decide I want to but I don't want you scenario, that's what I'm looking at, right? That's why I'm like a totally psychic Alex. That's what I would call myself. But in the YouTube videos, I have to call myself Spirited Alex. Okay? Because when I have some kind of theory where my gut is saying, okay, you need to learn about this now, or it's okay, Spirited Alex, you'll be fine. But it's like you're going to get excited. You're going to get excited like that, right? That's what it is. Because when you get excited, you get all jittery. You're bouncing off walls, for example. That's my expression again. But you have to take it into different ways. I know that we're going to keep going with the next angel card for the air signs coming up next. But that's what I'm trying to do, right? That's why I have to look at things in a different way. I can't go and like playing like a game of Monopoly. It's like you want to go, but you can't. You have to get through the board until you get past go, right? And collect the money and then keep going. But you have to go through. You can't go through the obstacle. You have to go around it, right? That's how I'm seeing. It's like I'm looking at the positive. But if someone is looking at the negative and they say that I'm negative, that's a totally different story right there. Right there. Because when I look at the negative, when they go into, let's say, the science class, when we look at the negative will drag you down quickly. You're in a rut. That's what my other friend would be saying. You're in a rut. And when you're in a rut, you're stuck in a hole, which means you are having bad luck. And that's not good. That is really not good. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is we're going to look at the swords, which means we have Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. So, further ado, you know what's happening for the Scorpio of the Cups. Okay? This is the positive scenario. Now, let's look at the negative scenario. So we have, if you are Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, this is the next one for you. Wolf is be independent but work together. Archangel as Zero, as Ariel. Zero. Okay, so we're going to look at that. Nice picture, right? Again, with the wolf and all that. Nice color, right? Yeah. So I'm going to read again. And let's see, what is it? Okay, it says this is the card of the spiritual teacher. When you choose it, you are reminded to be disciplined about your spiritual practice, as this is very important to your progress. Act nobly and honorably, whatever the circumstances, for many will look up to you. You must learn to trust your inner guidance. Then decide who you have confidence in and give them your loyalty. You need to know who you can trust because you have wisdom and healing to impart. Look for like-minded others, gather them to you, as together you can fulfill your mission more effectively than if you work alone. Whether you are aware of it or not, you can spread the unconditional love and light of the God ray of Christ, which has a huge energetic impact on those around you. So the further ado of what I'm saying to you is we have to for the source, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. These are the air signs for you. The wolf represents be independent but work together. Yes, you have to do that. Okay. And when I look at this and I read the gold ray of Christ, that's what the Lord is saying, right? It's like the Lord is in me, because he wants to show me my life path. He is showing me where I need to go, which path I'm going to take. Is it left? Is it right? Is it is it north? Is it south? Is it west? Is it east? Like all those things. But when I'm like having a doubling down side, okay, which means a doubling down is where I'm like doubling my positives and switch them like that. Switch them into ES, emotion switch, of how I was acting before and how I'm acting right now. Okay, those are the two sides. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2, right? So you have to understand is how I'm acting right now. If I'm acting negative, then then some of my friends have to back off a little bit. But when you are staying positive and someone else is staying positive, then you understand what I'm saying, right? That's why this is called I want you or I don't want you scenario. Those are the two sides you're looking at, right? And when you do, there is a love factor of it. It has to. Because if you are being obsessed with somebody like your friend, then it means that the person who is obsessed with you wants you more and more and more and more, 10 times more than your other friends. That's all I can say right there. But when one friend is jealous to another friend, it means that they want to be with you more and the more and the more and the more and the more. And your other friend is probably not feeling the same way because he doesn't go out very much. If you see this as a great opportunity of the video, please give it a like. Please give it a comment. Please follow me on YouTube. Have my subscribe, my description. Follow that. But that's how it is. That's why this is a Tuesday's video. Okay, because today is Tuesday, right? And it's not the middle of the week yet, but I know it will be. So that's why I have to embrace of this. I have to understand if I'm reading you clearly. People have to realize the fact of how I'm thinking, how I'm knowing, how I'm educating myself, how I'm having a learning skill. I do, right? But when you're being with somebody for so long and you need to back off away from them, you need to just a little bit, not too much, or else they will think that, okay, well, my spirited out will think, okay, well, I need to back off away from him because he doesn't like me. No. The thing is, what I'm trying to say is like you have to have the right theory of communication. That is perfectly correct. Okay, you have to have that. If you don't, the thing is, when we go back to the Two of Swords, the reverse, the Hierophant, the Two of Pentacles reversed, and the Queen of Cups upright. If we look at those are the things we have to look at. Okay, that's what it is. Because if your friend is totally acting a different way from in person to online, that's totally different. That's why there are fighting words. It's not just fighting physical. It's not that. It's like, okay, let me give you for another example. Let's say you're in a wrestling match. You want to take wrestling down. You want to beat the other person up. Okay, sure. But if the person is taking you down, then yeah, the game will be over, right? But you have to step up. And then you have to stand your guard in saying what you're saying so the other person who are you saying will understand you more and listening to you more. If the other person is acting totally different and they are not proving themselves differently, then that's a totally back off. That will be, right? But don't take it the wrong way. Miscommunication is involved of negative. If you have communication, you're staying and you're thinking wisely. You have to, okay? Because when you are improving yourself wisely, you have to do that. You have to do that. Because that's why I'm looking at this not as the wrong way. Not the wrong way. If I do it, then yeah, okay, I was being an idiot. But I'm not calling myself that, right? Because that's a negative word, right? So I have to think straightly, and understand how I'm getting through this, okay? Because when you have some kind of communication skills, you have to communicate better to be successful. If your other friend does not communicate with you and they're acting totally different and you're acting totally online differently and they think it's your fault, not theirs, then why are you being guilty? Why are you changing plans for the last minute? Why are you saying that I am mad with you? I am not, right? But that's why when I see one of my friends, it's not just the way they were acting, it's their tone of voice. It's their thoughts that they're thinking. They're thinking of me differently. That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. Hopefully hopefully my viewers understand me. But the thing is that that's why we have to understand that this is I want you or I don't want you scenario. It's a positive as a plus, and there's a negative, right? We have to switch the negative to have a plus. And when we have a plus, we have a plus on this side, and we have a plus on this side. And that's the end of it. But when we have a plus, we have a negative, it doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way, right? So, in my advice to you is that I am doing another last reading for you. I am going to do that enchanted map that you haven't seen before, but you will see it in the middle of the pile. And then hopefully when that will be good, that's what we are going to do. Okay, so, and then we can get to the bottom of this. So that's why this is called, for everybody who's watching this video, this is what it's I want you or I don't want you scenario, right? And that's why it involves like a friend who is obsessed with you and wants you to be more and more and more, but your other friend who's being is staying away or trying to not back away, then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to hang out with you more. But the thing is, when you go back into the back way of like, you know, a back off position, you have to stay back away just a tad, just a bit, right? And then your other friend who's paying attention will know, saying, okay, I know what Spirit is saying. I need to go towards him, right? So it's like I'm shielding myself, which means I'm protecting myself from negative words. That's what I'm doing. If I don't protect myself, then yeah, you would know what could happen. You know, it's gonna be like doom and then boom, right? We don't want that to happen. We don't want an accident to happen. We don't want a crash to happen. We don't want fighting going on. We don't want that. We don't. Right? So, in that theory, when we look at the air signs, when we look at the water signs, you know that if we look at the both sides, water and air and water, okay? When you add that, you know, air is wind. Wind can look at the water and lift it up and then bring it down, right, and splash. And then it could be a tidal wave. The wind will pick it up very high and make it like a flood, right? Don't look at that way. Don't. But this is why it's a good scenario to look at this, right? We have our own opinions. We have our own startups. We all have our own communication skills. So if we have miscommunication, misunderstanding, and you know, trying to back away from a friend, it's not going to work well, right? And that's why the other friend has to pay attention, right? It has to pay attention. And if they don't pay attention, then you know that the friendship will be gone and blah, 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 right? We don't want that to happen. That's why I have communication skills. That's why I'm learning about myself more. It's not just procrastinating and leaving it off the back burner. I don't want that. But something tells me that in my heart and in my position where I am, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. But when you are feeling obsessed, then yeah, you know how it is. They're working your own schedule. They want to know you. You want to know your schedule. They want to see you more. But how can you do that? How? Right? If it doesn't work that way, then how can you communicate? Right? That's why you need another friend to help you in some way. Right? Because it's good. But let's not stay off track of this. We have to be on top of things. No, not top of things. You know what I mean? We have to involve this scenario. Okay, so anyway, let's look at the middle, shall we? Just give me 1 second. I got my book here. Oh crap. Crap is not a bad word, just to let you all know. But all my cards are falling on the floor. Great. Just great. See, now I'm trying to not ignore you. I'm not, but I'm trying to get my cards all organized and they fall on the floor. And but let's go back to this. Sorry for the interruption. So what's the scenario about this between the obsessed friend and a back away friend? Means I want you or I don't want you scenario of the so anything that involves between this and then I'll read. So let's see. I'm just going to do one more shuffle. All right, let's see how this is. The strength. That's a good card, isn't it? Yes, it is. See the strength? That's nice, eh? Nice picture. Anyway, we're going to look at that. So let's see what we got in this reading. Let's see. Strength is number page 88. All right, let me look at page 88. All right. Strength. Okay, so basically the words mean for this is your truly strength comes not from self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. So here we go. The strength, so this is the upright. It means the strength to accomplish even the most taunting tasks is yours at this time. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The strength card indicates that your ideas are being tested, refined, and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course or evolution. As the potency of your connections becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in, for magic is in the process of finding a form to take. When remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts, reliance on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. So which means that strength represents strength represents um, well, your muscles. Not that. No, not that kind of strength. But when we look at strength, is to be, let's see, when we look at strength, as a good way of good friendship. That's the strength. If you don't have strength, okay, if you don't, then you're going to fail, and your whole entire friendship will go downhill. Means it's going to be crumbling. It's going to be having disasters. It's tragedy, accidents. All different negative stuff, right? And when I go back to the negative territory, that's what it is, right? So when we have air and we have water, the zodiac signs, and we have 6 already. When we look at those, everyone has to be on point. Everyone has to be in a good way of having thinking skills. If they have a want you, then okay, you do. But if you're saying I don't want you, and your other friend is saying I want you, and you say, huh, what, question, why? Then it's like, okay, just stop it, hold the brakes, and wait until your friend comes back around, right? That's what it is. Because when your friend is acting totally different, you need strength. You do, okay? You need to be ready to transform with wisdom from the butterfly. You need to be independent but work together, right? That's what it is. You have to do that. Because when you have dramatizing times, as in bad thoughts coming, as bad influences, as bad drama, as bad acting, as bad behavior, as bad language, as bad swearing, all those things, that's negative territory. That is. But you need to have strength in order to be successful with your friendship. That's all it is. I don't want to have negative on me. I don't. Because when I have negative, I won't act like myself. I will be acting like I'm in a movie, be an actor. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself in a bad position. I don't, right? Because when you need to ask for help, yes, you will. But I don't want to swear. I don't. But the thing is, when you ask for help, you need someone to be on your ass to help you the long way. Okay? Now, I just swore. Okay, that's a bad thing. But the thing is, yes, you need that to have your protection. You need someone to help you to have, like, when you look at, I don't know, let's see, when you're in court and the judge is saying this and this and this and this and this, and then someone's not communicating, then yeah, you will feel guilty. But when the judge is asking you questions and you give answers and then you go silent, and then the judge agrees, then you don't have to have this motivation. You don't have negative theories, right? Because when I look at things in a different way, I have to do that. I can read someone like a book. Not reading a book. No, I'm reading somebody like who's acting differently. If someone has autism and they're acting confusing and they are acting a different way and you don't have that, you're trying to get a point across from them. You have to have communicating skills, okay? That's what all it is. If you don't have communication skills, you won't have strength, okay? And when you have strength, you need to be successful. If you don't have strength, then you have negative emotions coming your direction. If you are not shielding yourself, then that means that the negative emotions will come into your mind and distract you. They will say things that will be negative words. And then you will feel like crap. And crap is not a bad word, but that's what it is. You don't feel like that. You don't. You don't. That's why when I say that I want you or I don't want you scenario between the two signs of the water signs and air signs, those two, you have 6 are doing the same thing. They want your friends. Okay, fine, you want friends. Then your mind is saying, no, I don't. Leave them be. And then your brain is saying, I want them. Come here. Then your other mind is saying, no, leave them be. So that's why I don't want to be, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to put myself in a bad position. And I don't want to back away from friends. Because that would be a bad direction, and if you have backing away from your friends, that means your friends won't be no longer with you. It will end the conversation. It will end the friendship. It will end the card playing. It will end everything. I don't want that to happen. But my gut feeling is saying, yes, it will be. But I don't want that. I don't, right? Because, when I decide if I have the right position and when I have the right theories of what's going on in my mind, I have to sync them. I have to link them. I have to loosen them, right? Because I'm having a learning skill of believing of, okay, I need to be successful. I need to do the right thing. But when the person who's your friend is acting totally different, then that means you have a warning sign in your brain saying, okay, let them be for a while and then return to them later on. And that's what I have to do. I have to go and see other friends, and then I can choose whoever wanted to be in my circle so they can come and hang out. It's not just how you're acting and being like an actor when you're not in a movie, but you have to realize your potential and to be success in order to achieve your skill. I have a learning skill. I have to learn more about my friends. I have to do that. Because when I don't, there is an explanation or an estimation that they are testing me. I'm not testing them. They are testing me, right? They have to act more. They have to be nice more. They have to communicate more. They have to realize that, okay, well, I'm going to hang out with spirited on this day, this day, this day, this day. That's great. But when your friends who are not able to see you and they have their own busy lives, then you need strength to help you. You need your gold of Christ. You need Him to help you. That's all I can say. Your other friends need to understand what's going on. If they are knowing what's happening, it will turn things around on you. Like having a war zone, like a cannon, and fire at your face. That's how bad, as my gut feeling. It's not gonna work out. But when I see things differently, I need to achieve them. I have to understand is where if I back off away from somebody, I need to rally. It's not just I'm just ignoring them or annoying them or, be mean or be rude or anything. It's my way of thinking of what my gut is feeling. That's all I can say. Okay? Before I let this video be done, there is a lesson that has to be learned here. If your friend who is obsessed with you and kind of like being like your pretend girlfriend or whatever it is, you have to understand them right away before they are being more possessed with you. And when I look at things in a different way, I need to be distracted to myself. I need to work on things alone for a while. Not just a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. No. It's my choice to have a good reputation. I have to understand how I'm going through right now. That's all I can say. And that's all it is. So, before I let you all go, if you understand how I'm going through in this whole entire reading between air sign, water sign, yeah, you need strength. That's all I can say. Because whenever I feel alone a little bit, it's okay. Because when I'm alone, I need to work on stuff to be alone. I have to have an explanation or something to feel happy or what's going on around me. Because some things you should not be rude to your friend or lie to your friend or any negative Tory. Because when you have that, your friend will start to back away from you. And then you realize, saying, oh crap, I need to say sorry to that person. And then, yes. But if you're obsessed and your other person doesn't feel the same way, then yes, is a totally different scenario. Because in order to achieve something, you have to understand. Everyone has rights. Everyone has to be involved with rights. And that's all it is. This is a good reading, by the way. And that's why I'm talking to all of you on the camera. Okay? That's how I'm going through right now. That's why I have to understand how I'm going through right now. Because I personally think that this is all my viewers. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. When you feel down, you feel like crap. And when you have power of authority, of being happy, you need to be happy. You can't have control and be misunderstood, because when you don't shield yourself, you're going to get having advantage of other friends who drag you down into a pit or send you off with fighting words, and then your mind will be saying, oh, well, this is bad. And then you will have anger, and then you feel like, well, this is bad. I need to do something in order to fix it. And that's what it is. You know, because that's why I have these gut feelings. And, you know, tell you the truth, it's all about me. It's all about me. It is. Because you don't want to lose friends. And if you lose friends, they won't be able to see you. They will have to restart over. And then when you meet new friends, your other friends will think, okay, how can I make this work for him or her? How can I fix it? How can I not be worried about them? How can I make them be happy? How can I be involved? How can I not screw it up? You have to believe, because I'm actually am trying to believe to get somewhere on the other side, like across from them, so they can understand what's going on around me and don't ask silly questions or ask me tons of questions, because it will make me agitated, it will make me stressed, it will make me irritated, it will make me annoyed, it will make me having temper, it will make me temptation, it will make me ignoring, it will make me not taking it lightly. And I would be choosing to have new people and stay away. And then it's like the other person will think, okay, well, I did something wrong. And yeah, you should be. Because, you know, that's why this is a good lesson. And that's why this is a good video for all of you to understand. Because, to tell you the truth, you possibly be needing, for one should say, strength. And that's what it is. Anyway, thank you for watching my whole entire video. I appreciate it about watching my videos, as you can see. And you know what? Like I say, you have to be successful and choose your friends wisely and choose your words wisely. And don't make your other person think that you're annoying them, you're ignoring them, you are irritating them, and you're on their nerves, everything else. And I don't want that to have a traumatizing time for me. So, further ado, thank you for watching my show, and have a good Tuesday to you all, and thank you. And if you understand about my video, yeah, please understand that. And like I say, this is a good video to watch. Thank you, and have a good day to you all.